Hey guys, it's Daniel here. Now, I'm not sure if my voice is like on audio because I haven't checked, so if it is on the audio because I'm using the headphones, let me know if the voice is different or the same because my other headphones aren't working at the moment, so I'll have to make do with these, so I hope my voice is still the same as it has in the past few videos for this review, just letting you know. And if it's not, then I'll have to try to make do with it until I get new ones. But I'm pretty sure these headphones are the same, so I hope that's good. So, two famous characters clash with each other. God, is there so many of them. Freddy vs. Jason, Alien vs. Predator, Batman v Superman, many others. Many people like to see two favourite characters from the same studio clashing with each other. And last week, a new one just came in the form our favourite monster from the Monsterverse, titled Godzilla vs. Kong. And I'm finally here to look at it in this video. But before I do, I will say I have watched the first 3 Monsterverse films and watched this one as well. And I almost like all of them. The first Godzilla was okay. It was passable at best, but it annoyed me how little Godzilla there was. Kong Skull Island was my favourite of the Monsterverse. I really love Kong. He's probably my favourite monster in the Monsterverse. And Godzilla King of the Monsters is actually really, really good. It's kind of underrated. So, I was excited to watch Godzilla vs. Kong. So, let's talk about Godzilla vs. Kong in this review. So, Godzilla vs. Kong is basically how Godzilla is, for some reason, keeps destroying stuff and people don't know why. He's like the enemy now. So, they end up having no choice but to entrap King Kong in a little prison so that they can understand Kong and convince him to fight Godzilla for them in an epic battle of Titans versus Titans, humans versus humans, and almost the end of the world. And from here, awesomeness and coolness, as well as a little bit of development, but also kind of a little less development, ensues. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that everyone was looking forward to this movie. I mean, how couldn't they be? It's Godzilla and Kong going up against each other in a battle that sounds just as awesome. So, I finally got to see it last week, and after seeing it, I enjoyed it. Is it the best film ever, or best Monsterverse ever? No. I think this is less better than Kong Skull Island or Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I do find it better than the first Godzilla. So, before I talk about problems, let's talk about what I love about the movie. First of all, of course, is the action. Oh my god, this is some of the best action I've ever seen. It's so exhilarating, it's big, it's epic, it's so intense. You fear for the lives of the monsters, but also want to see them get each other. Come on, you love to see it, don't you? And the climax of the film, wow. That was such an awesome climax. I mean, of course, the best fights in the film are, of course, the fights between Godzilla and Kong. They just, like, go against each other, and that's what makes it very awesome. And speaking of that, any moments shared between Godzilla and Kong were the best moments in the entire film, because that's what we came to see. We didn't just come to see them have a fist fight. We come to see them share scenes with each other. I mean, there are very little, but we still wanted to see them interact with each other and fight each other. And for a small portion of the movie, we did. Although, again, that's very small, and again, we'll get to that later. So, besides the action and the awesomeness, I mean, man, this is such an awesome movie. What do I like it besides that? Well, some of the human characters are pretty good. I mean, some of them were like, but others, okay, I really like it. Like, Tyree, I forgot what his name was. I'll put his name right here. The guy who played Mike Norris in the Child's Play remake. He was really hilarious in this movie. The kid from Deadpool 2, he was also really hilarious. He got pretty good laughs at me. He's kind of like the Finn Wolfhard from It, except less funny. But the best performance in the entire film is the little death girl. Wow, such an amazing performance, almost like the Millie Bobby Brown, except Millie Bobby Brown is already in this movie, but not the Millie Bobby Brown, but the 11 of this movie, because she's so awesome. She's actually deaf in real life. Her expressions speak better than their words, because she does try to do sign language, and I think that's really good, but her performance is excellent. She's so caring, so concerned, she's brave, and even though Godzilla and Kong moments are some of the best, I will admit that some of the other best moments are between Kong and the little girl. Their scenes together was such awesome, and it's probably some of the heart of the movie that makes it very worth watching and enticing to see. The visuals and effects were awesome as well on Godzilla and Kong. And honestly, I think that's some of the best things about the movie. Now we talk about some of the problems. The biggest problem with this movie, in my opinion, and you might disagree with me in some points, is that the movie tries to be two movies at once. Now, you're probably wondering, what do I mean by this? Well, one story focuses on Kong and the little girl trying to go to this certain spot to get something that can help Kong defeat Godzilla, and the other one is Millie Bobby Brown and the other kids trying to sneak into a laboratory and trying to find out what's going on with Godzilla. Yes, it's both like parts that can combine for each other, but the problem is that only Godzilla and Kong are the parts of the story that interact with each other. The rest, not so much. Like, the human characters, like the little girl and Millie Bobby Brown, they never meet in the entire movie, and it just makes me kind of like, what's this movie trying to be? If you're not going to have them interact with each other, then why don't just pick one movie? I mean, I get why they did that, because it's Godzilla versus Kong, you want to see them interact with each other, but Godzilla, I think the Kong story is much more interesting than the Godzilla movie, so this could have just been a solo King Kong movie, and Godzilla came in, but it's not really like that. I will admit that Godzilla is kind of downplayed in this movie, because this feels like a very Kong-centric movie, and I honestly wish they could have focused more on Godzilla's perspective of what the world thinks about him. Like, he's like second fiddle, even though the movie's main goal is trying to figure out whether he's a hero or the Master of Destruction, because he's been trying to destroy buildings and we don't know why. It would have been nice to see it from his perspective, but we never got that throughout the movie, and do you want to know why we didn't get that throughout the movie? Because the movie gave so much focus on Kong. In fact, there was a movie, I haven't watched it yet, but it's called King Kong vs. Godzilla, but King Kong was first in that, and honestly they switched it around in this movie to make it Godzilla vs. Kong, but honestly they should just call it King Kong vs. Godzilla, because they put all the focus on Kong. I mean, don't get me wrong, his story is excellent, Kong is an awesome character, but I just wanted to see more of the situation from Godzilla's perspective. And I did mention earlier that a lot of the acting was a little bit less flat. I mean, I love Millie Bobby Brown as an actress. She's a wonderful actress. You've seen me talked about her many times, and I loved her performance as Madison Russell in Godzilla King of the Monsters. However, in this movie, she's adequate. I mean, she's not bad, but she's not that great either, because in some points I felt like she was kind of phoning it in. Like, she wasn't trying that much, or maybe she was. She was just given the wrong agent. And plus, I felt like Madison was kind of whiny throughout the film. Like, she's just like constantly complaining and trying to get stuff done, putting others in danger in the process. She was kind of like a little bit of a jerk in this one. And Millie Bobby Brown's performance didn't help either. Honestly, I do not blame Millie Bobby Brown. I love Millie Bobby Brown. It is never your fault. It is never your fault. I will forgive you for the rest of your life. Because, again, it's not her fault, of course. It's the writing. But this writing kind of disways Millie Bobby Brown's charm. However, she is good in some points. So, overall, her performance in this movie is okay. Just okay. It's possible effort. It's not bad. It's just not as emotionally heavy as 11. And it's not as charismatic as Enola Holmes. Those human characters are good, but honestly, we didn't really come to see them. We came to see Godzilla vs. Kong. But sometimes the movie isn't about that. A third of the movie is Godzilla vs. Kong, and 2/4 of the movie is character development for the characters and the monsters themselves. And I wouldn't have a problem with that, because I do like films that develop their characters. But A, Godzilla is pushed to the side, so we don't get any development of him, and B, while they do give development to some of these characters, Millie Bobby Brown's team isn't that developed. However, their stories never come to a head until like the final 30 minutes of the movie. But even in the final 30 minutes, not all of it is culminated because not all the human characters meet up with each other. However, that does not detract the film from being a good movie, because it is a really good movie. It's like so cool. I mean, the battles were awesome. The cinematography, especially in the second half of the film, is so awesome. It's so big, and I wish I honestly was in a 360 shot. And honestly, I wish I could have seen this movie in cinemas, because that would have looked awesome on a big screen, or maybe in IMAX. But overall, the cinematography is so big, and overall, I enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong. It's not the best Monsterverse, it's not the best crossover movie ever, but it's nowhere near terrible, because it is a good movie, and I will give the movie a 4 out of 5 stars. It's definitely worth watching, especially if you love Godzilla and Kong battles. You should definitely go see this out, because those moments are awesome. But anyway, what do you think of Godzilla vs. Kong? Do you think it's freaking awesome, or do you feel like it's not that good and you've seen better ones? And let me know, what is your favourite crossover between 2 shows or 2 movies or 2 characters, anything. Let me know in the comment section below. Now, I haven't done that many videos, and again, I hope this new style is alright. Anyway, I'm Daniel reviewing movies, TV shows, doing videos, and now I'm rising up. Till then, peace out, man.